And good morning. Already February the 9th. Can you believe that? Nice and so much warmer today. 51 as you're waking up. We'll get this 73 today. It's going to be almost like spring-like weather. We got details on the forecast up and coming as we head toward Valentine's Day. Well, that's right around the corner. We had a great time this weekend. We'll tell you all about the festivities that went on downtown Meridian. Hope you made it out. If not, we'll fill you in on all that went on. How do you feel today? Let's hope you're feeling good and up and at 'em as we start this day together. Let's go on and get the day started with a good message there from Collinsville. Let's go to First Baptist Church.
A circumcision and a burial. Those are two very vivid images Apostle Paul uses in Colossians 2 to describe what happens when we trust in Jesus. He speaks of a spiritual circumcision, not a physical ritual, but the cutting away of our sinful nature through Christ's work. That old part of us is cut away and dies. And what do you do with dead things? Well, you bury them. This death of our old self finds powerful expression in baptism. You see, when a new believer goes under the water, is immersed completely under the water, it pictures a burial. We're saying goodbye to the person we were. Controlled by sin, separated from God, living for ourselves. It pictures the old you dying. But baptism doesn't end in the watery grave of baptism there under the water, right? No, just like Christ, He came bursting forth from that tomb alive. Believers come up out of that water, rising to walk in new life with Christ. So, this isn't just a positional truth, it's practical reality. God's power that raised Jesus from the dead now works in us, living in us life, right? That we might live differently than we did before. Apostle Paul reminds us that this transformation comes through faith in the power of the working of God. That means you can't manufacture it on your own. God does the work, and our part, trust Him. So if you've been buried with Christ in baptism, live like you've been dead and raised, right? The same power that Jesus had working in Him that conquered death lives in you. So let that reality shape how you face today. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. And welcome back. We hope you enjoyed that message. Boy, it's always strong and good to get a good message to lead the week. Now, of course, I didn't talk about it, but we'll get into it in a little bit of what went on at the Super Bowl. Who won? We'll go over those stats. Numbers of what we have. I think they did a pretty good pull-off of what they attempted there with Kid Rock. A little over 5 million people watched it. Haven't got the exact numbers on the Super Bowl, but of course, it had a larger audience going in. Probably going to have more on that. Lots of people, as the TMZ's even done a feedback of who did you watch. Most people seem to have liked Kid Rock's halftime show better. Preliminary numbers. We'll talk more about that coming up this morning. Vermont, again, it's not a state that we talk a lot about. What's his little face came from there that ran for president? That's about all I really know about it to any great lengths. But their buses are proving not to work. They sunk a lot of money into it. I think taxpayers spent around $8 million on buses that, well, don't work during the wintertime. Just doesn't work out. Anything below 41 degrees is not working out good for the EV buses. They charge them, but they just don't run well. At this point, diesel is still the king. One day, and believe me, it will happen, one day it'll be something that is invented that works very, very well. But we're not there yet. It fuels conspiracy theories. Fuels it. As you get into the Epstein files, and maybe you've already seen this, the letter dated about Jeffrey Epstein's death is dated the day before he died. Again, it fuels it. Could it have been just a mistake? Could have been. But again, it does fuel it. Alabama, let's talk about that for just a moment. A deputy pulled over a vehicle in Alabama upon walking up to the van, and it was like a U-Haul van. you notice something strange. 600 gallons of fuel, diesel fuel in the back, in barrels. Well, as it turns out, he'd been pulling up to pumps and sucking diesel fuel out all around the South. He was from up New York way. Wasn't paid for. He's been arrested. I've seen that in a movie or two somewhere, but they were definitely doing that. To the best of my knowledge, and I don't have the exact way it was done in the vehicle, you either had to have a hole in the bottom of the van to suck. But clever, but still a thief, and he's been caught on the rural route in Alabama. This is, well, I don't know how to put it other than what they put out. The DHS is warning, and they're putting out a warning on this. So how serious is it that there's an increasing trend of domestic partner poisonings? Lord have mercy, if you don't get along with your partner, just leave. But for the DHS to have to put out a statement like that? The Dow Jones has surged over 1,200 points for the first time ever to close above 50,000. That's major. Don't get me wrong, we've had our issues, but 50,000 it closed at on Friday. This is a sad situation turned good if they will be awarded. The two guardsmen that were ambushed in D.C., you remember that? One passed away, one lived. They will be awarded the Purple Heart. That's good. In other news this morning, I don't know if y'all remember this guy or not as we go back to the NFL back in the day. Former Jets first-round pick Darren Lee. He's been charged with first-degree murder in Tennessee. Pretty serious, isn't it? Thought so there. We brought this up last week. It was two young girls that were kidnapped by a 19-year-old that they met online. It was a part of a site called Roblox. They have been found safe. It's a rarity that we can end a story by saying that someone's been found safe. We are glad of that. This one, I guess I overlooked when it went down. A man that has been charged with threatening to take out J.D. Vance. He's been charged, and he also was possessing child pornography. He's been caught. Off to jail. He will go for that. This is absurd, and we have you've seen these folks that hit the streets and they walk up and down and protest at this point. It's your right as an American citizen to protest, but when you start calling on someone to harm others is when, well, it crosses a line that we shouldn't. And for lack of better terms, it's those group of white ladies that go out and march up and down, yell and scream. They're calling on, get this now, they're calling on cartels to go after ICE. You're really messing with something that you don't know about. That should be dealt with accordingly. Again, calling on others to harm someone. They have no idea what they're doing. This guy was from Mississippi, 3 Doors Down. The lead singer, Brad Arnold, he passes away at 47. He was from the Mississippi Gulf Coast, if you've never heard of them. Big band. I think he got his first big hit wrote the first big hit when he was 15 in high school. Big deal. Done well for him. We had over the weekend in Massachusetts a guy that opened up fully automatic weapon on police officers. They're going to be okay, but he was taken out in the exchange of gunfire. Probably a good thing. And I'll show you this. This is from Twitter. This is an Oregon high school. District 62 is what they're calling it. They have these flags up that read, "There is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger." And again, this is outside an Oregon high school, allegedly. Where have we gone? It does make you do your eyes that way, doesn't it? U.S. officials are telling people, we're seeing this grow, and it's been around forever. I don't see a problem with it. Measles, they're contagious. There is a vaccine for it, and we've had it here in the U.S. forever. A lot of parents are doing the thing of not vaccinating their children because they're scared of it. it's getting worse and worse and worse. This is a proven vaccine. Take care of your kids on that. We have and we've seen this before also, Cincinnati, Ohio, a 911 operator doxing federal agents, telling where they are and telling people to go after them, posting it online. Let's go back. Do you remember the cruise ship not long ago to where the 18-year-old was found deceased on the cruise ship? I think she was under the bed is where they found him. They have made an arrest in her murder, and they're charging the stepbrother with her death. Now, what could have led to that? I don't know. If you've wanted to own something, we brought this up last week about the Pizza Hut closing nearly 250 underperforming Pizza Huts across America. They have not released the 250 stores yet, but they are considering selling the brand Pizza Hut. It could be on the market before long. It's part of a big conglomerate that was bought out a few years back. Firefighters in Connecticut saved a swan that was frozen in a pond. That was nice. They went out and saved it. Do you remember Melissa Gilbert, her husband? He has been indicted by a grand jury in New Mexico on child sex abuses. Now, again, it means he goes to the grand jury. It doesn't mean he's guilty at this point, but he has been found enough evidence there to go before the grand jury. We'll be right back with your forecast in just a moment. Y'all don't rush anywhere. We'll get into that in just a moment.
I don't know what they do to train their people, but they're always so friendly. Everybody on the phone is friendly. Everyone who comes out to help is professional and kind.
If we want our team to treat our customers well, it starts with us treating the team well. My grandfather and father worked hard to create a family atmosphere where we care for each other, celebrate each other, and genuinely enjoy working together to serve our customers. That overflows to the customer's experience, and that's hassle-free plumbing and AC.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn. Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA.
Our record highs and record lows, we go back to 1957. We had a record high of 81 today. We hung in those 80s there. Back in 33. Boy, it's coming up on 100 before long, isn't it? It was 10 degrees on this morning back in 1933. As we look at our forecast for today, 73 in Meridian will remain that way basically all the way to the state line. 71 there at South Haven, Tunica area, down the Mississippi River. We're basically at 73 all across the state of Mississippi today. Mostly sunny throughout the day. It's going to be nice. It'll make you want to get out and do a few things. As we look to tonight, not bad at all. 51 for our low, and we'll see that northward all the way to the state line. A little bit warmer there in the Delta at 57 in Greenville, and we'll see 55 in Vicksburg, 52 on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. As we go south, we see that over in Alabama, or east rather, let me correct that, Demopolis, we'll see 73 today. Clanton about 70, and Montgomery should see 73 as well. Nice weather. Nothing to complain about at all. We do see that we've got this warming trend across the state of Mississippi, all the way back to Texas, taking in most of Louisiana and up to Tennessee. Nice weather. Nothing to complain about there. Thawing things out, so to speak. As we look at our 7-day forecast, here's what we've got for today. 73, 51 for a low tonight. Tomorrow brings about even warmer weather, 74 with a low of only 57 tomorrow night. As we move into the week, 73 on Wednesday, slight chance of rain there, but the weekend brings our biggest chance of rain as we get to Friday with a 71 for a high, 40% chance of showers, and Saturday, a 50-50 shot of this with a high right at 70. We should see 68. If you've got something planned for the outdoors on Saturday, it could be wet. We'll see 66 on Sunday. As we go another week into this, we'll hit 74, 75, right around in those areas there, all the way through about the 23rd of the month. We've got a warm February. So far, it's not looking like the Punxsutawney Phil was correct. 17th, we'll see 73. By the 18th, 74, all the way to the 23rd again. Some chances of rain there with high of 68, low of 43. As we get into our best fishing times today, looks like it's going to be south-southwest around 5 miles an hour. So the wind is kind of calm today, not bad at all. Major times to fish today is going on now through, well, it just ended, didn't it, at 6:42. We've got another time this afternoon, perfect timing, right at dark 30, around 5 p.m. And a minor time to fish this morning around 10 a.m. through about 11 a.m. Check that out. Sunrise happened at 6:42. Sunset rolls in at 5:35. I hope you'll go fishing and enjoy yourself. Let's go take a look at live radar this morning, see what we've got going on there. Nothing to complain about, that's for sure. We do see some fog moving into the Natchez area as we move down around Macomb, down into Lafayette, Louisiana, around Baton Rouge, all the way to New Iberia, Lake Charles. If you're going to be traveling I-10 anywhere along in there, it's going to be very, very foggy. Be careful. As we get into north of here, a few sprinkles this morning we're picking up just west of Scuba around the old dump there. You'll see it out where the roadside park was in between there and Scuba. Northward there at Wahala, we got a shower or two slipping into Noxubee County around the Oak Tree Inn, the hospital area, out 21. 14, we see some showers there. Over in Louisville, a little bit there in Winston County on 14 as well. And if you're going to be traveling anywhere here on Highway 397 out of Kemper County into Winston County, expect a shower or two. Over around Kim Waste, we're showing some showers this morning. At Gainesville as well, across the river, stretching over to Bologee. Now, again, none of this is heavy, but it's enough to make the road slick in those areas. Carrollton, Alabama, up around Pickensville as well as we go northward there. Not raining at Mississippi State, but you'll hit a shower or two before you get there if you're leaving the Meridian area headed in that direction. That's a quick look at the forecast this morning as we get underway. We got one of your supervisors coming in from Lauderdale County. JJ will be in with us this morning to discuss a few things. That is up and coming as we get this day underway. Again, we'll tell you all about the Super Bowl, what went on, and what we know the numbers are at this point. Anything that is stirring. We've got a calm at this point. We'll tell you about a few incidents that happened overnight. Bad accident there on I-59 last night. That and so much more. We'll join you in about 10 minutes from now at the Scotty Ray Report. Won't you join us? We'll see you then.